Am I the butthole for yelling at my husband then leaving him at the clinic after his prank? Me, female 28, and my husband, male 34, have been married for a year. Before I met him I got a dog named Ollie, a German Shepherd, that was originally my sister's but she passed away and I immediately took him to live with me. My husband adores Ollie. He sometimes jokes that he's married to me only because of Ollie. He likes making jokes and doing pranks but some of them are downright nasty. He'd always get me worried by lying saying Ollie ran off when he was hiding him in a place I didn't know about. He knows how much worried and stressed out those pranks make me but he says my reaction is priceless and worth the yelling/lashing afterwards. Ollie needed to be taken to the veterinary clinic for a checkup. My husband said he'd handle it. During the second visit to get the results, I received a call from my husband and his voice sounded like he wasn't okay. I asked what was wrong. I got really worried after he said it was about Ollie. I was starting to shake. I kept asking what was going on and he told me that Ollie's been diagnosed with cancer. He said he wanted me to come over to the clinic as soon as possible because Ollie was with the vet. I couldn't stand. I started asking, is that why Ollie lost weight lately? And such. I rushed to the clinic and found my husband standing near the entrance with Ollie. First thing I noticed was him laughing hysterically, telling me that I really bought into his lie. I was confused. He said it was just a prank. Ollie is perfectly healthy and handed me the results to check. After I checked, I lost it. I lashed out at him. Not going to lie, I called him awful names and his face suddenly turned red like he didn't expect me to react that way. He argued that I made it a big deal obviously and was being mean to him over a prank that didn't even last an hour. I kept lashing out. I didn't give him a chance to keep talking. I took Ollie and the keys, then I left. I arrived to the clinic in a taxi. I left him at the clinic while me and Ollie went home by the car. 3 hours later, he came back and was upset. He usually laughs even in serious situations but this time he didn't. He argued that I shouldn't have left him like that and that I overreacted. Said he was trying to make good memories to look back on and laugh at but I was unnecessarily overreacting. He stopped talking after that. Just wanted to mention that this started months after his father's passing. His family said he never mentions his dad nor keep anything of his, although they were very close. I never met his father but they told me he wasn't suffering from anything and his death was sudden and my husband had a hard time processing it. This could be the reason for his behavior. Not the butthole. This isn't a prank, this is abuse. He wanted you to feel like your beloved dog was dying. For his amusement. He laughed at your pain. Even him hiding the dog and saying he ran away is unbelievably cruel. His words aside, I think he's jealous of Ollie. Forget leaving him at the clinic, you should consider leaving his lying, cruel ass entirely. Edit. Thanks for the awards, folks. Forwarding all the good vibes to original poster and Ollie. Yes. You're right. I don't know why he keeps joking about serious stuff like that. He once lied to his friend group about their friend dying overseas. Half of the group isn't talking to him anymore because he lied about their close friend's death. It scared them and it was highly inappropriate but he kept trying to justify that it was a prank. I don't know why he thinks any of this is okay. I've already warned him and told him to not get Ollie involved in his pranks but it took me to lose my temper to get him to realize that what he's doing was unacceptable. Wow. That's so incredibly out of line, unimaginably cruel, and legitimately disgusting. He said someone died. Why does he do it? Some people have personal issues that manifest as self-destructive tendencies. That's the most generous read on this situation. The other is that he's a sociopath utterly lacking in empathy and enjoys causing distress. Either way, the why doesn't matter. He doesn't care about his why, he's having fun and enjoying himself causing deep heartbreak and trauma to people. What will it take for you to have enough? Will it take him calling your parents and telling them you died, as a prank, for the memories? Or maybe he will just tell them that you have cancer. He has a pattern of destructive behavior. It doesn't even sound like he recognizes that much, let alone be willing to change. I'm seriously concerned for you, and Ollie. He literally sounds like a monster. He said he wants to make good memories to look back on and laugh. Was she laughing? Nope. Does she ever say, "Hey, remember when you did XYZ that was hilarious?" Doesn't sound like it. He enjoys hurting her. He looks back on times he has hurt her before and laughs. I'm not usually this person, but divorce this guy original poster. He enjoys you suffering, that's a serious problem. Remember that hilarious time I shattered your entire world by telling you your beloved pet and member of our family was dying of cancer, forcing you to rush out to the vet clinic after dropping whatever insignificant thing you were doing to cater to my cruel and sadistic humor? Wasn't that a great and awesome memory? Yeah, as an animal lover, if someone tried that with one of my pets, it would be the last time I ever spoke to them, and I don't care who they were to me before that moment. Part of it is just the time commitment. I can forgive a honey. Come look at the dog from the other room as a setup to a prank. I've got like maybe 3 minutes total of not being sure if the dog is fine, doing something weird, or apparently not fine. But it's 3 minutes and you haven't 100% convinced me the dog isn't fine, so it's forgivable? The effing commitment of letting her think her dog is dying for the whole taxi ride. Yeah, I mean, with my dog, he could just be laying in a really weird position and will make. Please read instructions carefully when assembling your GSD jokes. Man, he's going to love the hilarious memory of when his wife divorces him. It'll be a riot. Wait until someone she loves really dies. What a laugh fest. The fact that he thinks laughing at people being upset about a friend dying is a good memory to look back on is scary as F. Right. Hey, remember that time I convinced you your beloved dog was dying and you were shaking and weeping in fear and misery? Ah, good times. Like, that's just straight sociopathy, isn't it? Pranks are only funny if everyone is laughing afterwards. Otherwise, it's just cruelty. This should be top comment. My 5-year-old has been getting into pranks. If he gives me a candy wrapper that looks like it has candy in it but he ate the candy already, that's kind of funny. If he tells me he broke something valuable and sends me into a panic, that's just a mean lie, and not okay. Pranks are about insignificant things, and cause no real harm, physical, emotional, or mental. If it causes harm, it's not a prank. It's just getting your jollies over someone else's misery. Even that's not always on the mark. Most victims laugh nervously to avoid drama or more embarrassment. Some pranks are just straight up toxic. This is one of them. I once pranked my other half by holding a cold glass and then suddenly stuffing my cold hand up his top. He shrieked at the sudden cold. I laughed my head off. He grinned and pretended to scold me. That was a nice prank memory that we laugh about sometimes. Pretending a beloved pet is dying is not funny. Just go with the cold hand, bro. The why doesn't matter is such a powerful lesson. So many women, myself included, could have been spared so much trouble if society ingrained that in us instead of teaching us to be the fixer and the emotional support. Not that it's exclusively a gender issue, and I'm not saying men never have this experience, but I just know so many women, again including myself, that stayed with a man for far too long because we were focused on the why of his behavior instead of the effects it had on us. Yep. Women aren't halfway houses for all ass men. I am using this, but using women aren't halfway houses for half-ass men. Thank you. Laughed hard. Yes, yes, yes. If I ever have daughters, I want to ingrain this in them. Wasted so much of my 20s analyzing and agonizing about the why. It was so liberating to finally accept that, 1, you don't know why. 2, you're probably never going to find out why. And 3, it doesn't even matter. I signed up to be a partner, not a psychologist, and life's too short to waste analyzing someone else's crap. Pranks for the memories? I think he misheard the lyrics. Not the butthole. Not to mention something serious will happen one day. She won't believe him, quite rightly so, and she might end up missing last moments with a loved one or something. I agree with you on this. My dad and husband love to play pranks, but I was taught early on that death is one of those things that you never use in a prank. My family has a pretty sick sense of humor, and my wife doesn't understand some of it and finds it cruel. You know what I told my family? Hey, my wife doesn't like it when you do X, Y, and Z. You know what they did? Stop doing those things because they love her and me and they're not buttholes. I've never liked being pranked. Even someone sticking a cold hand on my neck can make me angry if I'm in the wrong mood. I don't know why, and it's not something I can control, but my family stopped pranking/teasing me when I was a young adult because I didn't enjoy it. That's what decent human beings do. Yeah, pranks are like, here I put googly eyes on the milk. Ha ha ha. This is abuse. Or he desperately needs counseling, as he hasn't properly processed his father's death. All this horrible pranking started after that. Wow, something is definitely wrong with him. I don't think I could stay married to someone like that. His behavior is sadistic. Definitely do not have kids with him, he would torment them too. He is not going to change, he's too old for that. He'll just blame you for spoiling his fun, or even escalate because now he knows you really don't like it and it would be so amusing to see you go ballistic again. IDK, therapy could help if he wants to change. Do you seriously think someone like this would want to change? Based on never meeting him, I'm not going to say that it's not possible. I've given up bad habits. On the evidence presented, I'd assume he's happy being a dick. He told all his friends that one of them had died overseas, got ostracized by half of them for it, and still didn't learn that joking about someone dying isn't actually funny. This isn't a bad habit like, I don't know, interrupting people when they're talking because you are bad at social cues, or like smoking. This is more malicious. He is enjoying causing other people pain. Ito. Intentional cruelty for personal amusement isn't a bad habit. There's no prank aspect to this either. Even some rather crafty pranks I can understand. This is just lying to be cruel. I wouldn't willingly sit at the same table as this person, let alone be married to them. I certainly wouldn't let them around another helpless living creature unsupervised. Their concept of what a fond memory to look back on is disgusting and disturbing. What you escalate to from here is terrifying. Intentional cruelty for personal amusement isn't a bad habit. Exactly. It's not a bad habit. It's a choice to hurt someone. This exactly. He knows this specific prank upsets and hurts people to the point that they won't have anything to do with him. So he does it to his wife. This guy is either a sadist, a sociopath, or both. But don't most people's bad habits focus on self-destructive behaviors? Outside of sociopaths, how many bad habits are designed specifically to cause pain in others for their own amusement? Yeah, there is something wrong with your husband. Those aren't pranks. A prank is hiding something inconvenient to lose but not harmful, not joking about a beloved friend dying, your dog having cancer, or your dog running away. That's abuse, not funny, and the amount of people not talking to him should be a lights-on moment for him, but it's obviously not. Upsetting you is fun for him. That's not love and certainly not worth the emotional trauma. Also, to someone who's lost a sister. And what if another actual family emergency comes up and she doesn't believe it because of his history of bullcrap pranking? My thoughts exactly. What stood out to me was he says my reaction is priceless and worth the yelling afterwards. He has no regards for ops' feelings. The yelling just seems like a consequence to him, not original poster expressing how scared they were. What the hell is wrong with him? I am actually asking. Is this his way of getting attention? I don't think it's about attention. I've already had conversations with his family about his behavior. His mom told me he wasn't like that at all before his father's death. From what I understand, my husband never talked about his father after his death. His mother said he didn't accept it. After a few months, my husband gave away everything he shared with his father, although they were very close. No wonder I never saw a picture of them together until my mother-in-law showed me. I don't know if this makes any sense, but my husband tries to avoid and accept the fact that his father passed away. His prank started the same year. I met him 2 years after this tragedy. Weirdly, I have heard of something similar to this. He makes jokes out of death as he refuses to accept the pain of it. Look. I'm sure he is a great guy. But how long are you going to turn a blind eye to his woefully inept manner of mourning? Do you want kids? Because they don't want someone like this as a dad. OMFG, up pointing finger. This, up pointing finger, gonna be one of those god-awful parents who torments their kids and posts the hilarity on it for the lols. F crafty prank culture. Even mild practical jokes aren't my thing, but when done respectfully so that everyone involved genuinely laughs at the end. Cool, to each their own. I hope he can get help to deal with his grief in a healthier way. Maybe couples counseling too, to establish better boundaries, if original poster stays. Till then, yikes. If someone pranked me with my dog's health and safety, I would leave them. I don't even give a F. I'm out. Oh, yes. He would have come home to his stuff packed and me changing the locks. I don't find pranks funny at all, and messing with my dog would be an instant deal breaker. I absolutely despise how often here and on relationship_advice I see awful dudes couching literal effing abuse as pranks. It's disgusting. I also suggest against going to CC with an abuser, because they tend to escalate abuse after therapy. I feel so bad for though. Dude at least needs therapy by himself and secure boundaries, but I would probably just leave. He's literally weaponizing the trauma of original poster losing her sister for his own lulls with these pranks. It sounds like he's acting out about exactly this. His pranks all seem centered around the same thing: loss and death. He's forcing others to go through what he did. But really, hun, the reasoning behind it is meaningless if he doesn't want to address it. He's buried this trauma so deep down, that he is going to fight like hell to keep it there. If he doesn't see a problem and doesn't really want to change, he's not going to. You should just decide how much more you're willing to put up with, if he never decides to face the act his dad died. His destructive tendencies will only get worse, because he's not dealing with the pain driving him. I'm sorry. I hope you find ease. I think he's thought, how happy would I have been to have been told that dad wasn't dead after all? The relief would have felt so good. He doesn't realize that instead of creating feelings of relief and elation, he's creating distress and anxiety, and for nothing. Or he just wants people to feel the same pain he felt when he heard his father passed. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.